Welcome to Shalika Knows Sports, where I'm going to share the latest and greatest on everything that's happening in the sports world. As always, please like, share, subscribe, because it does help me with the YouTube algorithm. Now for today's show. See you later. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. As many of you know, I already have a main channel called Shalika Knows. But this is a spinoff of that. I've kind of tried to avoid it for a long time. But y'all, it's so hard for me to not talk about sports. Listen, I have tried to avoid it because I felt like it was so many already people just covering sports, covering entertainment and things like that. But y'all, it's a blessing and a curse. When you love it, you love it. And it's kind of like you can't veer away from it. And so with that being said, I've recently started a sports channel called Shalika Knows Sports. And on that channel, pretty much I'm going to focus on just sports around the world, from, anything that I know about. Probably primarily football and basketball, because that's the main thing right now. I will make mentions to soccer, hockey, and things like that, because I do know a little bit about those too. I just love sports. Anything sports. I think I just love the competitive nature of it. I think more than anything, I love the fact that sports entertainment kind of takes you away from the main thing being the main thing. So all the other drama in the world, like, it's two competitive teams just playing a sport, and it's just competitive, it's fun, it's edgy, and that is why I love sports. And as most of you guys know, I am a diehard Carolina Panthers fan. Even though we're having a rough season, I like the Memphis Grizzlies a lot. I really love the Memphis Grizzlies a lot. I just love the camaraderie of that whole team and just what they're doing down in Memphis. And I think for me, the Memphis Grizzlies, the reason why I like them as a team is because they don't remind me of a bunch of professional athletes. They really remind me of that high school, college basketball team. And they ball, don't get me wrong, but it's like the camaraderie of it, when it's no longer just, hey, with professional sports, it's kind of like you're playing for a paycheck, and it's kind of like, well, I got to get my shine on. But when I watch them play, I don't see that. I see a team full of young men who just really like to play the sport, and just the love and the camaraderie there. And I think that's why I'm really like what the Memphis Grizzlies are doing, and what Taylor Jenkins and Zach Kleiman are doing with that organization. It's fun to watch. It is really fun to watch, even outside of Ja Morant. It's just fun to watch. And I think that, just seeing Dez grow into his own, the maturation of him this year, Trip J been balling, and him coming back. I'm interested to see what Danny Green gonna look like when he comes back, and it's just gonna be interesting to see. And I got a lot of hope for. I really like Jake LaRavia a lot. And so it's just gonna be interesting to see how they pan out. And there's some other good teams in the league right now. Like, the Celtics are balling. Like, who saw Jason Tatum playing like that? I think Jason Tatum was like, I heard what y'all said about me last year, and I'm gonna show y'all that I'm that dude. Okay. And I mean, he balling. I mean, ain't no words for it. He's balling. And so for me, it's just kind of like I'm looking around the league, and I'm just seeing like the stuff that these guys are doing, and they just balling. Like, I mean, it just is what it is. And so it's kind of hard to not like sports. And so, but that's not what I'm here to talk about today. Today, I'm here to talk about, because I was about to go off on a tangent, see what I mean? But today, I'm here to talk about the upcoming game. This is a preview to the Bills versus Patriots game that I want to talk about tonight. A couple things that I want people to bear in mind when they watch this game, if you will watch it. Both of these teams are in the AFC. I'm pretty sure they're in the AFC North, I think. No, they're not in the AFC North. They're actually in the AFC. Is it AFC East? Maybe the AFC East. I can't think, because I never know all the divisions. I just know my division is NFC South. And I know, because the Baltimore Ravens are the AFC North. So I think they're the AFC East, basically, probably. I think they're the East, and then Kansas City's AFC West. But anyway, I never remember all those divisions. It ain't that important. You can look it up. But anyway, the reason why I'm covering this game because this is actually a big game for both teams, right? And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to cover a couple of points that I think are going to be very, very interesting to see how it shakes down tonight. Okay, as you know, is the Bills. They're playing the Patriots. Okay, the Bill Belichick Patriots, and the Bills, of course, you know the coach is Sean McDermott. And Bill Belichick is for the Patriots. And the quarterbacks for each team is Josh Allen for the Bills and Mac Jones for the Patriots, right? So now, here's some things that I'm looking at. First thing I'm going to be interested to see is how is life for the Bills without Von Miller. Von Miller is scheduled to be out on IR at least for the next 4 weeks. So what are they going to do to help their pass rush? To basically put Mac Jones in a very uncomfortable situation. And so I'm looking at Mac Jones. And the interesting thing about Mac Jones, I'm staying on topic because I'm talking about the Bills, is how can they get to Mac Jones? And I'm going to talk about Mac Jones in a very few moments and some of the things that I think about with him, okay? Now, with Von Miller out, how are they going to basically rush the passer? Are they going to be able to get pressure on Mac Jones? And so for me, that's one of the main things that I'm going to look at. Mac Jones has not had the best season, and I really call that the Bailey Zappi effect, but I'll talk to y'all about that in a moment. But it's going to be interesting to see how he keeps his composure or not keep his composure in this week's game, because it is a big game for the Patriots. Now let's talk. The Bills are 8-3 and the Patriots are 6-5. The Bills need to win this game because they can't afford to be a game behind the Miami Dolphins, who are balling right now with Tua. Like, who saw that coming? Because I was the first one to say, Mike McDaniels, he don't know nothing about nothing. I'll be the first one to say, you know what, Mike? I'm sorry. You got the Dolphins balling. Now, I don't like what y'all did to my man, Brian Flores, but listen, neither here nor there. Y'all got you got Miami balling, okay? And Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, he got them boys balling. Mike Gesicki, he got them boys balling. So you get no beef with me. Now, in terms of, so they can't afford to fall a game behind them. So, and because they can't afford to fall a game behind them, then the Bills really have to show up tonight, okay? Now, the reason why this is a big game for the Patriots is because the Patriots are last in that conference. The Jets, y'all. The Jets are playing better than the Patriots right now. Who would have saw that coming, right? But listen, the Jets now, they done changed over. They done benched post Lil Zach. they done benched him. And now they done got old Mike White, who everybody loves. Everybody love on Mike White now. Mike White, they love on Mike White. Because Mike White be out there balling. You know what I'm saying? And now all of a sudden, Zach sitting on the bench. Mike White out there balling, throwing for 300 and 400 yards a game. We got problems. They got Saucy back there, y'all. Sauce Gardner back there. So, yeah, the Patriots got some work to do if they want to even remotely look at trying to, because the AFC is loaded. Like, it's a lot of teams in the AFC, so they can't afford to really lose this game either. So now the question becomes is who going to stand up, okay? The interesting thing that I think also about the Bills is that the Bills, of course, with Josh Allen, the biggest issue I see with the Bills, they don't have a run game. They don't have a run game. And everybody knows that play action comes off the run game. And I don't care how y'all cutting it down, how y'all shaking it down, they don't have a run game. I don't care how much you put Singletary back there, they don't have a run game. And because they don't have a run game, it is putting Josh Allen in some very, very uncompromising positions. He's having to do too much. And they're going to mess around and get the boy injured because now he's got to run and throw. And I'm telling you, that's good for nobody. They got to figure out how to get a run game going. And they got to figure it out fast because that is the biggest issue that I see for them. They don't have a run game. And so when you don't have a run game, you start asking your quarterback to do way too many things that he should not have to do. And hence, you get the effect that you're getting now. They almost lost to the Detroit Lions on Thanksgiving. They won that game by 3 points. Not that the Detroit Lions are bad, because if y'all go back and watch any of my shows that I've done with my homegirl on the WTF2 network, I told y'all that I thought the Lions would win 7 games this year, because the Lions, I like Dan Campbell, what he doing over there. Yeah. What he over there doing. And I'm trying to tell y'all, like, yeah. I already thought that they were going to win 7 games. So I like what he's up there doing. I like what the Detroit Lions are doing. But that's not what we're talking about, okay? And because they don't have a run game, then I see them limited on offense. The Bills' defense has been better than it was last year. But the problem is unless your offense is coming out here and your passing game is so effective, and I don't think Bill Belichick is going to allow that. I think Bill Belichick is going to try to make his DBs keep them one-dimensional. If he can do that and force them to run the football, we may have a problem. Because Josh Allen running the football, that's not a good idea. That's never a good idea for your quarterback. If you thought it was a good idea, ask Cam Newton if he thought it was a good idea. Ask Russell Wilson if he thinks it's a good idea. Y'all see how that's working out or doesn't work out. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's called a not for long league, because you put them in uncompromising situations and now you're asking them to do things and you're going to risk them getting injured. Okay? That's what happened to Cam. He says he didn't get injured on that play, but ultimately he got injured because he was a running quarterback. Look at what's going on with Lamar. Lamar got a hamstring injury right now. So you can't put them in these situations. And that's a whole nother discussion by itself. You can't put your quarterbacks in this situation, expect them to thrive. Bills, y'all need to find a running game for my man, because he ain't going to be able to work like that. Y'all putting too much on his plate, he can't function like that. His job is just to be able to navigate the offense. The run game should be up to what y'all done figured out, because he should not have to do this. And this is the second year y'all struggle with this. You would have thought y'all done got y'all a running back by now, but you ain't got one. And I don't know what y'all out here doing, but it ain't working. Now, and people say, well, the Bills only lost 3 games. Y'all go back and look at the games that they lost. And look at how much Josh Allen had to do for them to win those games. That is unheard of. That is unreal. Should not be happening. You need a whole dimensional team. Okay? So we're looking at that, right? Now, we're going on over to the Patriots. Poor Mac Jones. Mac Jones got what I call the Bailey Zappi effect. Let me explain to you what it is. I got a guy over here, Bailey Zappi. We the same level. He got a little bit more moxie than me. We undefeated when Bailey Zappi plays. So now you got my man Mac Jones out here trying to do way too much because that's not his game. Mac Jones is an accurate quarterback. But the issue with Mac Jones, his arm isn't super big. And because his arm ain't super big, guess what? Y'all can ask him to do this stuff. He goes out there and he's trying to win these games, but that's not who he is. That's the Bailey Zappi effect. Mac Jones, his ceiling is here. And that is the problem. That's what you're getting. And now he's the more experienced quarterback on that roster. And I think that him and Bailey Zappi are right here. But guess what? When you got 2 are right here, then it comes down to who's going to have more moxie, who's going to make less mistakes. And that's why you seeing the conundrum that you're seeing right now before your very eyes with the New England Patriots. Now, the rumor mill saying that him and Tom is trying to make a reconnection because the books ain't going so good. But that's what the rumor mill saying. I don't know how true that is. That is a rumor. Because I don't want y'all to say that I said. I'm just telling you what the rumor mill is saying. I don't know how true it is, but that's what it's saying. Now, outside of that, we're looking at the Patriots secondary is also struggling. I mean, not that secondary, their special team has not been as good as it once was. So it's kind of like that has been one of the pride and joys of that team. So their special teams is not as good as it used to be. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how this comes down. And it's kind of like now you have this secondary, and their secondary does okay. And you just have this mediocre team, but you don't have a whole lot. Your offense is not like this blow for blow type offense. And when you're going against other high power offenses, you struggle. And that's the interesting thing about the Bills. The Bills are just, the Patriots are just average. They're just average. And they don't have basically an explosive offense. It'll be interesting to see what they look like. If the Bills can get a pass rush to Mac Jones, I think he'll struggle tonight. They might have to rely on Ramondre Stevenson. That's who they pretty much been relying on. And so it's just going to be interesting to see what that looks like. I think that's some of the things that you're going to look for in this game. Woo, division games are always hard to call. I do think that the Bills will win this game. But I think that it might be something like 24-17. That's what I'm guesstimating. 24-17. Probably something like that. And that's my number. That's what I'm thinking. 24-17 Bills. Because I think the heat is on. I think the Bills know they have to win this game. I think that the Bills just have a little bit more talent on their roster. And so, but I would never ever put anything past Bill Belichick. I just think that the Bills may be better. But now, if the Patriots are able to sneak this game out, yay for the Patriots. I just think that the Bills just have a little too much talent, and it won't work out quite like that. So I'm guesstimating 24-17 in favor of the Bills. That's my guesstimate. But now football has been just all over the place this year, so no telling what'll happen. It'll just be interesting to see. But on to some other sports. Tonight also, the Mavs and the Pistons play. That's going to be interesting because the Mavs have struggled and the Pistons are a young team. I've always liked Sadiq Bey. I like Jaden Ivey. I like Cade Cunningham. So it's kind of like it's going to be interesting to see what they look like versus the Mavs. The Mavs should win. Because Luka is playing lights out right now. The biggest issue that I see with Luka is Luka don't have no help. Or Luka doesn't know how to involve his team. And yeah, they got Christian Woods, but they don't have enough playmakers. They're just expecting Luka to get 40 or 50 a night because Luka's just such a big guard. And he may get that, but they're not winning games that way. Because if the rest of the team isn't involved, they aren't winning games that way. And so that's the issue. They need a true number two. And unfortunately, they let that guy go off to New York. And because Jalen Brunson is in New York now. And so it's just interesting to see how they're struggling because I think they thought they didn't need him, but they do because they're struggling without him. But that's another story for another day. Y'all, the U.S., we're in the quarterfinals of the World Cup. The United States, they're going to play on December the 3rd. They're going to play the Netherlands. And Argentina is also going to play Australia on that same day. And y'all root on the Team USA in the World Cup. That's a big thing. And that is pretty much all the updates I have today. I will try to come back later on this week and post another video about something in regards to sports. But yeah, of course, I'm going to keep you up what I know with the injuries, the latest games, the highlights, and whatever. And listen, if y'all like this content, y'all like y'all girl delivering this content, y'all please like, share, subscribe. Y'all, if you want to know the newest information, y'all know I'm going to try to give it to you. I'm going to try to get out here and give you everything you're looking for. Okay, y'all stay tuned. I said I wasn't going to do it, but I couldn't help myself. That's just like an addict, ain't it? That's just like an addict. Couldn't help themselves. I couldn't help myself, y'all. Shalika knows sports, and that's just what it is. All right, y'all. Please like, share, subscribe. I need subscribers because I want other people to be able to see what I'm doing over here because y'all know I love what I love now. Woo! Anyway, Shalika knows sports. That's my show for today. Peace.